All right. I want to take you back. I want to take you back to public school. Yeah, public school. I'm not sure if that's your background, but that's definitely my story. I got to be honest, even going to a public magnet school, I didn't go to school to learn. I just didn't. I definitely got my fair share of education, right? I definitely learned a lot, and you guys probably can relate to this, but I didn't go there to learn. I went there for the people, social activities, the fun stuff, right? I went there because I had to. my mom and dad weren't playing that, right? I had to be there. And I think that administrators understood this dynamic because as long as I can remember, like a carrot dangling in front of a horse, they would dangle these shiny things in front of us about what the next year would hold to kind of encourage us to keep going, right? You know what I mean? 7th grade year, it's likely you were told, hey, next year, you'll get a chance to take classes on the 8th grade hall. Yeah. You'll be able to go on the field trips that only the 8th graders get to go on. Yeah, when you were a junior, it's likely that you were conditioned to think, okay, next year, I'll have the different color lanyard, I'll be a senior. I'll get to eat in the senior section of the cafeteria, and they sell snacks over there. That's where I want to be. Yeah. And if you were a senior, if you were a senior, your shiny thing was college. It was college. Oh, yeah. They let you know college was so amazing, and I must admit, when I graduated high school and I went to college, it did not disappoint. It didn't disappoint. It was the land of shiny things, right? All the shiny things were the people, the activities, the sports, the conversations, the freedom. All of it was there. Even the technology in the engineering school blew my mind. It was the land of shiny things. But the one thing that wasn't so shiny, that pre-cal course I had. That pre-cal course was a bit tough. Let's just say I had to take it more than once. I remember this particular instance. My professor was looking over my work. She said, your calculus is great. You have a problem with your algebra. A series of emotions hit me in that moment. Sadness, discouragement, confusion. Because I made it to the land of the shiny things. But she was telling me that something I should have mastered years ago, I had not yet mastered. It's a sad moment. And right here, you might be thinking, I know where this talk is going. He's about to get into education reform, tell us what's wrong in our public schools. That's a TED Talk for another day. No, I want to talk to you about a natural human tendency that I think we all kind of have to suppress. That tendency is to chase after the shiny things at the expense of the foundational things. What I like to call the core. Look, you guys know, you've been here for the last 2 years. We've kind of been cooped up, right? Cooped up at home. Things have been different. And all this time when we've been cooped up, there's been rapid change. I mean, there's shiny things everywhere. We haven't seen this many shiny things since the gold rush. I mean, it's shining everywhere. Look, we have digital land being sold in the metaverse. We have digital currency being minted daily. Look, workplace norms arguably haven't been challenged like this since World War I and the women started working in the factories to keep the nation going. It's shiny things everywhere. New things, trends all over the place, and we have the temptation to chase after those shiny things. And I want to go on record to say, I think that we should. I think we should chase after the shiny things, but never at the expense of our core. What's our core? Our core is our core beliefs, core values. It's who we are. It's why we do what we do. I don't believe that should be sacrificed, right, for the shiny things, for the trends of the day. Now, let's be clear. Responding to trends is super important. Trends are important, and when we respond to trends, it makes us relevant. It means we're paying attention to what's going on in the world, right? It means we got our finger on the pulse of the world. Responding to trends is an important thing. But on the other hand, establishing and being true to our core makes us stable. And I believe that stability is more important than being relevant. I was on a panel recently with some friends of mine. It's a panel of educators, and there was an associate superintendent on that panel. And in this particular moment, there was a parent. He was talking about all of the things that we need to do in education and how things need to change. And he was saying some really good things. Everybody on the panel agreed. And then that associate superintendent spoke up, and she said, in so many words, I agree with you wholeheartedly, but we have to remember that before anything can be implemented, it must first have a foundation. Then it can be sustainable. And I thought to myself, man, that makes so much sense. This is why stability is more important than relevance. Now, let's be clear. Both of these things are important, right? We don't want them exclusively. We don't want to be stable and irrelevant. At that point, we become like a relic, just a reminder of what used to be, but it's of no use today. We don't want to be that. But we also don't want to be relevant and unstable, right? We can think of things and people who might fit into that category. And you might be thinking to yourself, I hear you, Chris. I do. I hear you. But you don't understand as a parent or as a CEO or as a provost or as an executive, you don't understand the pressure that's on us right now to respond to these trends. There's so many things happening and we got to hop on them. I got to buy an NFT right now. I got to do it right now. We only have a limited amount of money, time to allocate toward these things. And I don't think we have time to kind of focus on that core stuff you're talking about right now. And I do understand a cost and benefit analysis. I get that. But I want to ask you this. Have you counted the cost of being relevant and unstable? I want to kind of show you what it looks like. It looks like you have a thriving online and social media presence and massive turnover. It looks like a world-class team with world-class equipment and trainers and nutritionists and a culture of misconduct on that team. It looks like being a relevant parent. You know all the nuances of what's going on in the day and what's happening, but not leading by example. This is what it costs to be relevant and unstable. And if that imagery kind of got to you, you might be saying, okay, all right, let me do a quick self-assessment here, and let me see where I'm at. Okay, this is what I value. This is who I am. This is what I believe, and this is what I'm putting out. This is what I'm producing. Look, Chris, I think I'm doing pretty good. And to be honest, look, our institution has been around for 140 years. I've been a parent for 20 years. I have been coaching for 30 years. I've been doing this for a long time, and I think my core is good because my core got me here, right? And see, I thought the same thing back in the day, back in that pre-cal course. I did. Before that pre-cal course, if you'd asked me, hey, Chris, how's your algebra? I'd say, oh, my algebra is great. It's wonderful. It got me to the land of the shiny things. I love solving for X. I mean, I'm great. Things are wonderful on my side, but see, like a friend of mine says, you can't see the back of your own neck. You need a little help. See, I needed someone in proximity to my algebra to tell me how my algebra really was. Someone who cared more about me being successful than they did about putting a smile on my face. That person was my professor, and she let me know that although my algebra had gotten me there, if it didn't change, if it didn't improve, it would not take me further. That's what I needed to hear. So my question to you is, who's in proximity to your parenting, your products, your institution, your pedagogy? Who's in proximity to what you're putting out? That's probably your children, your employees, your customers, your stakeholders, all of these individuals. Are we creating safe places for these individuals to tell us how they're experiencing us? This is what we need. This is what we need. And I know it's tough to kind of hear this information. Many people run from what we consider to be the negative. Many of us say, I don't want to hear the negative talk. I don't want to hear the criticism. But look, that's the beauty. That's the beauty of getting this feedback when you know that there's a distance between who I want to be and what I actually am. Because then you can close that gap It's not just what people, well, at least what I think people think of me. It's what they know of me. I can close that gap, and that is the goal. That's the goal. And I know it's tough work. I know it is, because back in that pre-cal class, I had to make a tough decision. I had to make a decision to get tutoring for my algebra while taking a pre-cal course. And you can imagine how tough it is to have to get tutoring for a prerequisite of a course you're in. At the same time, it cost me time. It cost me effort. Now, full disclosure, my wife did end up tutoring me in college. So that was a good part of it. But to be honest, that cost me my ego. Yeah. I made it to the land of shiny things, but I need tutoring in algebra. Babe, can you help me out? Yeah, it cost me to do it, but the more I understood algebra, the better I understood pre-cal. The more I established the strong foundation of algebra, the better I could navigate pre-calculus. And that's what I want for you. I want you to be able to navigate all of the shiny things, all the new things that are going on today. And I believe the more you establish who you are, what I actually believe, what I actually stand for, the more you close that gap of what you think of yourself and what other people know of you, then you'll be able to decide which trends you're going to participate in. Which ones you're going to say, that's for us, that's for me. That one, not so much, or that one, we'll do it, but we'll do it a little bit different. You'll know how to navigate the things of today. I made a little joke at the beginning. I said, we haven't seen this many shiny things since the gold rush. Funny thing about the gold rush is, in that time, there were individuals searching for gold, and they would come up on iron pyrite. Yeah. Fool's gold. Yeah, you guys know. Fool's gold. The thing is, both gold and fool's gold are shiny on the outside. Both of them are shiny, so these individuals thought that they had gold in their hands. Well, what's the difference between the two? One's gold and one's not. One has true properties of gold and the other one is not authentically gold. And I believe that that's the decision that we all have to make for ourselves. Which one will we be? Both of them are shiny. Both of them are relevant. But one is more valuable than the other. You're going to have to make that choice. Because if you're going to be real gold, that means you're going to combine the stability and the relevance. And then you're going to get longevity. And that's what we need in a time of resurgence with so much change. We need longevity. That's what we desire, right? But I'll leave you to work out that equation for yourself. And as you do that equation, I want to encourage you to check your algebra and make sure you're being true to your core.